So what are your top 3 tips for setting up a wet lab?
So my first, I think, important tip for setting up a lab is have a scientific vision. Know exactly what you want to do and know about how you're going to go about achieving that. My second tip is sensibly manage your budget to make it last as long as possible. And thirdly, stay positive. The process of setting up a lab can be very frustrating at times. You can find yourself doing all sorts of things which are not actually research. But it's always important to bear in mind that in the end, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be wonderful to have your own lab that you've been able to set up and just persevere and stay positive through the process.
What inspired you to pursue a career in science?
I decided to pursue a career in science when I was finishing school in Tasmania. At the time, I was interested in the Tasmanian wildlife and nature. I was also very fascinated by the Human Genome Project being finished and the prospect of genomic scale genetics. So it was wonderful for me when this opportunity came up to study the Tasmanian devil facial tumour disease, because this allowed me to merge the two interests which had initially got me into science.
What, if any, barriers did you come up against in your career, and how did you overcome those?
When I first started to work in the Tasmanian devil field, it was difficult to break into a new field. It's always difficult as an outsider to come and to gain the trust of collaborators in a field. In that case, I just spent a significant time working together with people, gaining trust of people who are working in the field and developing collaborations which can be quite fragile.
So there are many different leadership styles. How do you run your group, and what kind of leadership style did you adopt for that?
Well, I've only just started up my own research group, so I haven't actually adopted a particular style consciously, but rather just gone with what comes naturally to me, which is to try to have a group which is happy and works together collaboratively and has a collective excitement for the research material, where individual people feel ownership of their projects but also enjoy working together as a group.
Did you feel you had to sacrifice anything for your career?
I've managed to kind of merge my personal interests with my scientific interests. So I'm working on transmissible cancers in Tasmanian devils, which have allowed me to go out hiking and trapping devils in remote parts of Tasmania, but also on a canine cancer which is found around the world, which has allowed me to go on trips to different countries, working with vets to collect samples in remote parts of the world. So in a sense, I've sacrificed holidays in some respect because all of my holidays are work-related, but I don't feel it's a sacrifice because I really enjoy what I do.
What advice would you give to junior researchers like myself who are just embarking on our scientific careers?
My main message to younger researchers embarking on a scientific career is find the thing that really inspires you and drives you in science. Early on in your career, I would recommend going and trying different labs, trying some different research methods, looking into different questions to find the thing that really drives you and take this forward in your own independent research career.